10:45 p.m. But remember, 10 p.m. is the women's 10,000 meter final. But remember, we also have to take a look at how things have gone from the day, and as we take a look at that, also celebrate our para-athletes, because there are events. The men's 100 meters T37, T38 final, that's one of the events that is there. There's a men's discus throw for athletes who are amputated. It's something that's there. And to take us through all of this, we've got Matthew Birir, who won a gold medal in the 3,000 meters steeplechase, and this was at the 1992 Olympic Games. These are the games that I call the bloodiest, 3,000 meters steeplechase final, because Patrick Sang won a silver medal in those games, but his shin had been gashed. Matthew Birir has come to the studio, and I think the next time you visit, Matthew, you'd have to come back with your shoe, because you also got something on your foot.
Yes.
Your shoe was torn, and you have a scar to this day.
Exactly.
So it is all about blood, sweat, and tears when it comes to winning medals for Kenya. And Matthew, straight to a conversation before we get into the full action. First thing that I'd like to talk about is a curious case of Mary Moraa. 58 seconds in the 400 meters in the heats today.
I didn't expect that because you know, she had been lined up to run 400 and she's there in the 800. So she just choked. Just I think it was just to fulfill, and I think it was not the right thing. If she had been lined up, she should have prepared to run all the way, and if possible, even I mean, it was like a training, but I think it did the wrong thing. He just joked around, and even the commentator was saying, what's Kenyan doing there? They should have even not been put to run the 400 meters. Yes.
And what are the risks of this, you know, when you decide to double in a 400 and 800? Because they sap you, and I'm trying to look at what happened during the national championships. On Friday, Mary Moraa, on the first day of the championships, Mary Moraa won the 800 meters. The next day, she went and obliterated the field and set a new national record in the women's 400.
You see, Waume, the standard of running in the championship is not like standard running in the championship.
I mean, trials and the champion and the championship proper.
Yes. With this class of Commonwealth or in the World Championship, she had her time in the trials, but it doesn't apply proper in the championship like this one. You see, like 400 can even come close to 800 when you are going to the finals, and it can mess up your chances of winning a gold there. But in some cases, if the two events are far apart, 400 can be used to shape up your speed. But in some cases, you need to look at the program before you are entered in a race like this.
Well, it's all about how you look at the program and how it works here. Well, I'll tell you that, and already, yesterday we saw Ferdinand Omanyala win his heat in 10.07 seconds. He was the second fastest qualifier, and in his heat and in the semi-finals, he won in 10.02 seconds. More relaxed as compared, and even going by his words. But there was also Samuel Imeta. Yesterday, he had, coming into yesterday's heat, he had a personal best of 10.25 seconds. You know, coming into, from the African Championships that were held in Mauritius, he had a time of 10.27 when they were winning the 4x100 meter gold medal, clocked 10.12 seconds today. Today, 10.24. He's out of the finals after, missing out in his heat. What's the whole thing about balancing your speeds at sprint events? We've seen Usain Bolt clock 10.12 when there were the heats, but it gets to the semis, we see a massive performance from him. Gets to the final, it gets bigger.
You see, if you are in a top shape, you can joke in the semis, in the hits and the semis, like what Usain Bolt used to do. But you see, in most cases, like Imeta, 10.3 is his maximum speed, and when it comes to people like Bolt, that is just training speed. So balancing and competition, you have to be competitive in training, so that when it comes to competition, you can like 10-0. If your maximum speed is is below 10, it means if you run 10-2, it's not your maximum speed. But you see, Meta 10, the speed he was knocked out is that he was in the maximum speed. So in any case, he has gone there, he's got an experience. But it's somehow, Meta maybe is got scared, he's not used to such as championships, but it's a good experience for him.
Well, as you can see, the English all celebrating their awards at the pools. Just a little bit of a picture of that before we get to what we are getting to, which is the athletics program. And tonight's program, let me just take you through. We've got the women's 10